step 5, the diagonals. I've started it by coming up in the left hand corner, the nearest corner, this one here, underneath the yellow golf tee, so it's come up from underneath there, and as you can see it goes over the verticals, if I call them the verticals there, and these ones here are the horizontals, and so I've gone over the horizontal, under the vertical, then the next one over, and I just keep following that. If you do the opposite, in other words, if you go over the horizontal and under the vertical, you find you get a real zigzag sort of pattern, so it's not going to slide nicely. So I just run this bit through first. Don't forget, keep the cane nice and wet, and you'll find it slides easily. And when you've just gone under a couple of strands been put in now, and when I said start from the corner, if you can see down the bottom here, I just dropped that. I came up that one there and I did a couple over here, and now I'm coming back, and the reason why we start off in the corner is just so that when you do come back this way, you got a choice. By going over that and coming down in there, or you can come over there, but you can see how awful that would look. So join it back in the corner there, get a little V shape, and then bring that cane underneath there and bring it up here, and off you go. Keep going backwards and forwards. You may get to a point in over this corner where you can join the diagonals so they go both into the same hole. You will see that in a minute, but it really is just aesthetically, you've got to make sure that it looks really nice and keep nice parallel weaves. That's all you need to do. There's no law, no rules, no one's going to come knock on your door saying done it wrong. Just make sure you keep a nice parallel look, and that's it. We'll keep going until I finish this step. Okay, now we are progressing with step 6. That's the final one of the diagonals. You can see all the other ones are in place. I'll put this black bit underneath there, you can see it a little bit better. Yeah, it shows it up a lot easier. Once again, I started in the right hand corner this time, but underneath the white peg, and I brought it up. And this time you go over the horizontals and under the verticals, so you do the opposite way of weaving compared to the first diagonal. It makes a little bit more sense once I've woven a few more strands in. So now we finish step 6, so both the diagonals are in. You can see that nice and neatly done. I'll leave the golf tees in at the moment. And stage 7, step 7 would be the edge strip that's going all the way around where those outside holes are. We're going to put the binder cane in, and that's where we remove the golf tees one by one and tie off underneath. Okay, first of all we need to cut up some little pegs. These are made out of the pith core or little timber plugs, and just cut them nice and short and put a little sharp point on the end if you want to, and every other hole around the back here, so every second hole, just tap that into the hole. I can almost push them in with the finger, but you just need to put it every second hole, just tap them in. There's another one here, and follow that all around. Take this to golf tee out, and continue that round. And you need also a binder cane, which is this one here, which is a little bit wider than the normal rattan you need for here, just so that it covers the holes up. And plugged it in there, and then you have the same size cane, which is what we use in the weaving. That was the 2mm cane, and all you need to do is come out from that hole there and go over the top of it, that spline, and pull down very tight, so you can see that sort of finish. Come up to the second hole, and then we weave that down the same hole again, so you get that nice little edge strip. So we're just going to do a few strands of that just to show you what it looks like, and also start from the back. It makes it easier to finish it off and a lot neater. So just finishing off where we first started, just go back over the top of the, with the binder, just go back over the top of the other one a little bit and lock it in. You just pull it a bit tight and that's it, and then all you need to do is tie off all these loose bits underneath each other and snip them off, and it's finished. Okay, to finish off underneath, tip the shell upside down and just bring some of these canes here and just tuck them under the next area. It's a bit tricky with one hand, and just like that, and then if you wanted to, just finish them all off and then nip off the excess, and that should hold quite easily. But if you're a bit worried about that, I normally put a tiny bit of PVA glue just to stop them from moving, and that dries clear, and then it's a nice neat job. Okay, I've just finished off with a bit of shellac to brighten the colour up, and there you can see that the whole seat has been hand woven. I get a great deal of satisfaction out of doing these, and I'm sure you will too. It's very therapeutic. Just remember to keep the rattan nice and wet when you're going to do any weaving. So naturally stop and start whenever you want to, but maintain this to be wet before weaving. And that's about it. If this has been helpful to you, leave a comment at the bottom of the video, it'd be greatly appreciated, and look out for more neat good caning videos. Thanks again, bye for now.